This tutorial demonstrates some of the features of the Family Tree mobile app as used on the iPhone operating system. The program functions the same on other devices. However, function buttons may be at other locations on your display. If you have not already done so, please go to your provider's app store and download the Family Tree and Memories apps. The Family Tree app consists of two programs, Family Tree and Memories. If you are in the Family Tree app, you can access the Memories app inside Family Tree. Begin by tapping the Family Tree icon. The program shows 4 tabs across the bottom of the screen. Tree, which shows a pedigree chart in the portrait view. And, by the way, while using these mobile apps, the portrait view is the only view you will see. The next tab is the Task tab. The Temple tab, the Recents tab, and the More tab. We'll review each of these in more detail. The Tree tab shows you, your ancestors above you, and may also show your descendants below you. Above some of your ancestors, you may see a small black circle with the mathematical caret symbol in it. By clicking on this symbol, your ancestral chart may be expanded a couple more generations for that individual. By clicking on any of the carets above any individual will display more generations. To remove the expanded generations from the view, simply click on the same caret you clicked on to expand the generations. The Task tab shows a list of your ancestors with tasks. In this example, there are 110 individuals. The information icon in the upper right-hand corner of the screen is often overlooked, but provides information that may be helpful for you to understand what tasks mean for your ancestors. This information explains that ancestors with tasks in your list contains people from your first 8 generations of ancestors and includes their children. Family Search has provided a short video that teaches how to make the most of the Task tab and how to attach sources using the record hints. The record hint icon means Family Search found a possible record with your ancestor listed in it. Family Tree's iconic green circle with a temple in it indicates that this particular ancestor's temple work may be ready. Family Tree's iconic yellow circle with a temple in it indicates that this particular ancestor may need more information before qualifying for temple ordinances. When you're finished viewing this information screen, simply click on the X in the upper left-hand corner of the screen to return to the previous screen. There are 3 tabs in the top center of this view: All, Hints, and Temple. Let's review each one. The tab labeled All shows individuals with all icons in one list, temple icons showing both green and yellow, and record hints shown in blue. The Hints tab shows ancestors for whom Family Tree has identified as having found a record with this individual in it. I find it helpful to select this tab while I'm waiting in a doctor's office, for kids at a ball practice, or whenever I have some extra time. Adding sources validates the existence of individuals and brings life to their stories. The Temple tab lists ancestors with temple icons. By tapping on the green temple icon in this example, Family Tree shows that this particular ordinance cannot be performed because of a possible duplicate exists for the husband, and it shows the information somewhat grayed out. Once the possible duplicate is resolved, the graying will disappear and the ordinance will be ready to proceed. The Temple tab shows green and yellow temple icons and sometimes shows a record hint too. Sometimes solving the record hint is all that is needed to change the temple icon to temple ready. You may be wondering if there is a difference between the Temple tab at the top center of the Ancestors with Tasks list and the Temple tab at the bottom of the page. The difference is that the Temple tab within the Task tab shows individuals that need some type of added information, which could be a name, a date, a location, or a relationship identification before the ordinance can be performed, while the Temple tab at the bottom of the screen lists ancestors as ordinances ready. Once again, there is an information icon on this view, but it's in the upper left-hand corner. Tapping this icon shows Family Tree's explanation of Ordinances Ready and how it works. Ordinances Ready checks 4 sources for available ordinances. First, it checks persons in your reservation list, then persons who are related to you whose ordinances have been shared with the temple, then your direct ancestors and other relatives up to 10 generations, then persons who are not related to you whose ordinances have been shared with the temple. Persons found in From Family Tree are checked to ensure that they are related to you, they were born at least 110 years ago, their dates of birth or death are chronologically consistent with family relationships, and they are not a duplicate entry in Family Tree. Even with these assurances from Family Tree, it is still a good idea for you to check each individual record before taking them to the temple. Ordinances for persons in From the Temple have been shared by other patrons with the temple, and please note that these reservations expire 90 days from the date you receive them. And of course, tapping the X in the upper left-hand corner of this screen takes you back to the previous page. Back on the Temple tab, and by tapping the Ordinances Ready box, you can select which ordinances you want to do: baptism and confirmation, initiatory, endowment, sealing to parents, or sealing to spouse. In this example, we'll use baptism and confirmation. Just simply tap the title, and Family Tree does the searching for you and tells you how many were found. By tapping the box View People, Family Tree displays the 4 individuals identified as needing baptism and confirmation. Before clicking on the Continue box, Family Tree gives you the opportunity to view each person in the list and shows you how you are related to them. This is a great feature, and I encourage you to take the time to see how you are related to the person for whom you are doing the work. Youth especially get excited when they can see and understand this relationship. Pressing the Continue button gives you the opportunity to prepare the paperwork necessary to present at the temple. You will see a unique QR code and its associated unique number, and gives you the opportunity to view the cards and print them at your home, or you can save the QR code to your device and take the device with you to the temple so the QR code can be scanned by the temple recorder. If for some reason you want to unreserve the names from your Ordinances Ready list, just click on the button that says Unreserve. Just to make sure you really want to unreserve the ordinances, Family Tree gives you one last opportunity to think about it before you act. If you click this button by mistake, you can select Cancel and all is good. You'll still have the ordinances reserved, but if you really do need to unreserve the ordinances for whatever reason, click the OK button and the ordinances will be unreserved and will not show up on your list of ordinances to perform. The next tab along the bottom of the display is Recents. This display shows the individuals last looked at by you, with the most recent at the top. The last tab along the bottom of the screen is More, and does just that. Gives you a host of things to do and have fun in the process. Let's take a look at each one of these separately. The top of the list is Search Historical Records. Choosing this option lets you search for a deceased ancestor in historical records to uncover vital information from their life. Type in the information you know about your ancestor's name and some life event, place, and date, such as birth, marriage, residence, death, etc. Then scroll down the page, adding as much information as you may have. Then press the Search button, and hopefully new information will emerge about your ancestor. The next option on the More page is Find a Person. Here you have 2 options. The first is to find an individual by name, and selecting this option allows you to add whatever information you may have about this individual before Family Tree begins the search. This method returns all records with similar information and may reveal possible duplicates. Or you can find someone by typing in their ID. This method returns only the individual for whom the ID is associated. This method does not return possible duplicates. The next option from the list on the More page is Relatives Around Me. This is a fun option, and when selected in a group of other individuals who happen to be logged into Family Tree, allows you to scan for friends in proximity to you. And after Family Tree has completed the scan, it will display a list of individuals in your proximity with whom you are related. And by selecting an individual from the list, by tapping the name, you will see both your line and their line back to a common ancestor. The next option is Map My Ancestors. This shows a list of ancestors at the bottom of the display from which you can select. By tapping on the name, the map displays areas where recorded events of your selected ancestor took place and connects them with lines showing chronological order of the events. The next option is Family History Activities. This is a fun area for youth of all ages and provides helps for you as a parent to excite your children with amazing family history activities. Explore this option in more detail and discover activities that will help bring your family history to a new level. Next is the Message option. Selecting this option shows you messages either sent by Family Search or sent through Family Search. Check it often. The next option on the More page is Settings. This option gives you the opportunity to select the look of your pedigree, which tabs you want displayed, and more. Scrolling to the bottom of this page lets you see your username and your helper number. This information will be of significance to you if you have a consultant assist you with your genealogy. Continuing down the list on the More page is the Help option. This informative page can assist you with frequently asked questions and how to contact support services. Tapping on the Memories option on the More page takes you to the Memories app, from which you can add photos, life stories, documents, and recordings. The Other Apps option on the More page shows a list of apps that you can access from Family Tree app. A Person page can be accessed by tapping on the person's name wherever you see it on any of the previous pages demonstrated in this tutorial, or by clicking on their picture. The Person page shows information about this individual and can be accessed by various tabs across the top portion of the display. The Details page shows the vitals information about this individual, and by scrolling down shows additional information, such as places of residence and obituary. In the bottom right-hand corner of this display is a green circle with a plus sign in it. By clicking on this button, you're given an opportunity to add information to this individual that will enhance his personal story. And of course, clicking on the X in the upper left-hand corner of this screen returns you to the previous page. Before going to the other options across the top of this page, I want to point out an often overlooked symbol in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. When you tap on these three dots, a drop-down menu gives you quick access to information about the particular individual you have selected, such as viewing your relationship to that individual, searching records for this individual, checking for possible duplicates, checking to see if there are any tasks to solve for any of this person's descendants, and to see this person's tree with them as the primary person. Pressing the word More in this menu gives you another drop-down menu from which you can select more activities that may be important as you work to identify more fully this individual. Going back to this individual's person page and tapping the Spouses tab, the spouse or spouses are listed and should include the marriage information too. The individual's children with the associated spouses are also shown. You will notice the pencil in the circle to the right of the marriage information. This is an edit symbol and allows you to edit, if needed, the wife, marriage date, and place of the marriage. The edit symbol to the right of the children names allows you to remove a child from the parent if they were incorrectly added. On the Parents tab, you will see parental information and the selected individual's siblings. The person page of each person named can be accessed by tapping on the name of the person you want to view. You will note the same editing tools on this display as with the previous example. On this individual's person page, under the Sources tab, you can view all sources assigned to this individual. Note also in the bottom right-hand corner of the display the green circle with the plus sign in it. Tapping on this symbol allows you to search records in other programs such as Family Search, Ancestry.com, MyHeritage, or Find My Past. Add a source with a web page by adding the information requested and pressing Save. Or add a source with a photo by uploading the photo here and adding the information and source reference before saving it. The Memories tab on the Person page is a lot of fun for most people. This provides a means of adding vitality to photos, stories, documents, and audio recordings. The first icon on the left in the gray bar across the top is the photo icon and shows all photographs attached to this person. The next icon is for stories, and tapping on this icon shows all stories that have been attached to this person. The next icon is for documents, and tapping on this icon shows all documents that have been attached to this person. The last icon is a microphone, and tapping on this icon shows all audio files that have been attached to this person. Notice in the bottom right-hand corner of this display is the green circle with the plus sign in it. Tapping on this circle shows a drop-down menu from which you can add a document to this individual, write a story and attach it to this individual, recording audio, which is a fun activity when sharing personal stories in your own voice about this individual, or add a photo with the selected individual in it to preserve it for generations to come. As you can see, the Family Tree app is a tremendous tool and should be on your family history device, which is sometimes called a cell phone. This app, coupled with the Memories app, provide you with a great opportunity to do family history on the go. Living in a day when everything seems to be in a big hurry, these apps provide a means for you to take a moment or two and turn your heart to your fathers, and not only learn of them, but to learn from them. Thank you for all you do in helping patrons at the Spanish Fork Temple and Family History Center learn new things pertaining to genealogy and family history work.